Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach. SJW's worst thing happened to comic books since I fought 3 desert wars. Worst thing to happen since what's that? I sense a dog is peeing somewhere in my neighborhood. Disgusting. Um
Hey guys, it's your old buddy Nurkish here. Um, you ever notice that I can't, I love these guys. I love them. Check this out. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into another broadcast. Doug Ernst. Doug, I like to overdo it. I like it when he holds it. Thanks for tuning into another broadcast. Oh, they're awesome. They're inspirational, you know. Hey, it's me, Captain Cummings. What is he saying lately? Let's see. Hey guys, it's your boy Paul, Captain Cummings, super villain of the internet. I can't do him as well. He's got a unique, nice voice. They all have great voices and great personalities, actually. That's what makes them so good. And I just love them. Just wanted to do them. I've been doing them lately. Hey guys, it's your boy Zach. And, huh, SJW's worst thing since colon cancer to the industry. I have the numbers. I'll show you. They're awesome. Anyway, so today I'm going to be reviewing Medea Goes to the Alps. And, oh no, wait. No? This looks like it says G.I. Joe on it for some weird reason. G.I. Joe number 5 by IDW. Look at her. Onward, men, to Taco Bell. What? Why do SJWs always think imagery correlates with messaging? Always. And it's always, they think it's always a specific kind of messaging that the imagery promotes. Like, for instance, they make these over the top changes and they think if we show walrus people like leading shit, somehow our brains are going to go, oh, I had no idea walrus people could lead too. I learned today. Like they think we're retarded. They really do. But that's not what happens. We don't think that way. We just think, what the hell is Chocolate Thunder doing here? Is this G.I. Joe or one of those like character driven and often tragic flashbacks from Orange is the New Black? Like, what the fuck is going on? This isn't G.I. Joe. This doesn't say high adventure and military action. No, 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 no. No. This says, I'm pretty sure, this says, hey guys, I'm pretty sure the all-you-can-eat endless waffle bar is over there. Way to lead with the least energy possible, too. You look like you're pointing for a nice place to take a nap. Fuck. Anyway, check this out, though. This character on the front here, this is Salvo. And I think she's just meant to be, you know, the fat, sassy black woman, which is like kind of a bad stereotype. But I found a picture of her, and I think maybe the artist or the editor wasn't having Big Mama's House version of Salvo. So they drew kind of a buff-ass Salvo with an arm that would make fucking, like, the Incredible Hulk kind of wince. But a man arm, I mean, so we get man arms and a gun from it. Lovely. Really great character to have marching the front lines with you. Great. Wonderful. I feel like the world is a better place already. And in case you're curious what Salvo used to look like, here. This is him. Fucking stacked and jacked. Buff guy. No nonsense. Firing goddamn missiles at everything he sees. Okay? But no, we need that chick from the office that you work with as Salvo instead, because you can't escape. No way, no escapism. It's not allowed. You need to remember that you work with Mama Poundcake from the office, and she can do it too. She can do what you can too. And if you don't get that crammed into your head at all times and become indoctrinated, we will put you in a camp of white privilege. Anyway, and during the image search for stacked and jacked Salvo, the original Salvo, the real Salvo, I found this version, and I figured, you know what? Why not make this the next Salvo? What's more diverse and left out of our society visually and our stories than this? You don't see this usually. This is rare. I stumbled upon this. Look at this. This person made more of them. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, they're so greasy. Oh, oh, it's so bad. Oh, look at this one. This one's a skydiver. Oh, yeah. Could you imagine this landing in your backyard? Someone has. And they jacked off to the thought. So bad. Such a greasy fetish. Fuck you, internet. Fuck you for this. Research has become like just wading through people's fetishes these days, hasn't it? Speaking of fetishes, this book was written by a butt-fucking socialist who likes to tell people they aren't allowed to mourn 9/11. See? Check this out. Yeah. Fuck him. Fuck him with a greasy dick. Probably one of the dicks that were most likely tucked on the previous art of the Jacked Joes we just saw. And he'd probably like it. You know he would. Oh, I deserve this. My white privilege. Anyway, he's such a fucking socialist. All these people are out to pat themselves on the back for creating these diverse characters. And they push this shit so hard that he actually hired a gay fetish porn artist to do a G.I. Joe cover. Oh, what's you don't believe me? Oh, okay, here it is. This is it. I need you to understand that even in the gay community, this is considered fringe, okay? It's porn. This is fringe upon fringe. Oh, what's that? You don't believe me that it's porn, huh? Oh, well, here you go. Here's the piece where they talked about it. The actual artist who drew this and the guy who hired him, the writer of this book, talked about it. G.I. Joe writer Aubrey Sitterson calls Luce's cover one of my absolute favorites to date, as it portrays the dreadnoughts and a decidedly hyper-masculine throes of wrestling. And it's one of the first time a queer creator has tackled these staunchly heterosexual characters and property. It's nice to see Luce play with a bit more than a pinch, or should that be a headlock, of homoeroticism. Says it right there in the article. I mean, is that an olive drab I see in the right pocket there? You know the hanky code, right? The hanky code. The hanky code is a fetish also. So this art is a fetish, and within the art, there's another fetish. It's kind of like, it's the inception of gay fetish. And over here, it's like one of those little Russian dolls that like you pull like one fetish and then there's another fetish inside. Hanky code is from back in, I guess it might still be practiced, or at least it's talked about, but back in the day, gays were not as open about their sexuality, but they would keep a colored hanky in their back pocket. I learned about this in my human sexuality class, but we'll get into that in a minute. But he actually passed out a whole section, like a pamphlet on this shit, and it was about how they would keep a colored hanky in their back pocket to denote their fetish, and it would let people know if they were a top, a bottom, but it went further. There's colors for every fetish. Thanks. And that felt good. And you know what? They even have fetish colors for drinking piss. Yeah. Yeah, they have fetish colors for eating poop. They do. Copophilia? Is that it? Yeah, something like that. Yeah. They they like to eat poop, and they you put a little brown or off, hanky in there. There's a whole code for it, and they're bragging about putting this on a fucking comic book that a lot of kids, I mean, it's meant for kids. I'm sure a lot of grown-up men who are fans buy it too, but yeah. My human sexuality class was hilarious, though. We had this half-deaf 80-year-old priest with a shaven head and a white beard who would sometimes show up at class in priest gear. And he taught us how to roll a condom onto a large black dildo with his mouth through live demonstration. Not kidding. Someone took pictures. They sent them to me. Can't find them now, but maybe later, right? Great class. Wonderful. Learned a lot of great things, like about the hanky code, so I can teach you what they're putting on our shit these days. Isn't that great? So, uh, can we get into I've done, I think I've talked about everything I need to. Can we get into the book now? Have we covered all our bases yet? We've got socialism, revising of fit, manly military characters into fat women from your office, revising of that character into an even buffer woman made of mostly Vaseline, who probably has a dick, contempt for the mourning of a national tragedy. We have gay porn on a comic book cover, the hanky fetish code, and a priest putting a black dick into his mouth. We haven't even opened the book yet. Any questions? Anyone? Anyone? You in the back? No? No? Does this sound like a G.I. Joe book so far, everyone? Yo, Joe? Yeah? What the fuck, IDW? What is wrong with you guys? Look at this shit. You're down 91%. Maybe stop, I don't know, hiring people that hate America to write a real American hero, huh? Great. Can we start? Let's get started, shall we? Do I even have time anymore to do this track? Fuck, I better move. All right, let's get through this nightmare. We open on the bottom of the ocean, and a giant robot's fighting a giant what's-a-madoodle Yeti creature. With the Joes, and the Joes are commenting with all the perspective of someone from PETA. One says, "An undiscovered species, and you just up and kill it?" And the bot's like, "Yeah, of course I would kill him." And then another Joe fucking chimes in with this snarky remark ripped straight from fucking Twitter. "Actually, we don't have any reason to suspect this specimen is a male." In the throes of battle, they're worried about misgendering this fucking monster ape. "It could be asexual for all we know." Okay, wait a minute now. Oh, really? Oh, really there, big brain scuba Steve? This creature's clearly fucking mammal. And mammals, did you notice the hair actually? Did you? Did you? You fucking scientist Dave, or whatever the fuck they call you? Because there's enough hair there to make wigs for Mags Visaggio for like a long time, okay? Mammals don't come in genderless form, fuckwit. They have chromosomes, and they need to reproduce in order to survive as a species. And in order to do that, they have this crazy thing called a gender. It's not rocket surgery. This is SJW wit for you. By acting like there's options when it comes to everything, including gender, and that they think they're like so versatile and thoughtful, and they think outside the box, and in the end, they're just flunking 5th grade science class. Socialists. Gross. Anyway, this thing gets a horn broken off and swims away, and we get a great shot of it here, where we might be able to determine its gender, but not quite. Ew. Gross. And then we cut to pasty heroin addict Whoopi Goldberg crying. And she's like, "What do you want me to say?" And then we see they have like a wheelchair Joe. What's his fucking code name? Rollout? Ironside? Revolver? Ramp Rocker? I like his military treads on his chair, though. That's cool. Tax dollars at work. Yeah, that's not bad. Good for him. We need his help, you know? Anyway, they're having a freak out session, like a scene from the fucking Thing or something. And bubbly black chick we usually see having too much fun in the McDonald's commercials starts turning into full-on calamari in front of everyone. And she's just like, "Stop talking about me like I'm not here." And Scarlett, who looks a bit like Squirrel Girl's fucking mom, says, "That's enough for today. Let's eat." And then we cut to Charles Manson working on his next album, and he talks to this Joe who's like apparently really into chaos. I don't know if he always was, maybe, but he wears a symbol for that shit on his shirt. I don't know, who cares? And he shoves, the fucking Manson shoves his fingers into Chaos Joe's forehead, and fucking like, Gwar music video begins, and it's like, "In case you don't believe me, look, it even says Gwar here in the corner, so you know it's Gwar. I'm not just making shit up over here." And he gets confronted by Ramp Rocker, who's like, "You broke me. You crippled me. You monster." And he's tearing his skin off, and he has a third eye, blah, blah, blah. Bad mushrooms you shouldn't have bought from that guy at the fair. But the worst part of this, for me, is that fucking nipple. I mean, just look at that. Sharpened milk dud. Jesus fucking Christ. Gross. And the Beavis and Butthead desert acid bath finally goes away. And fucking Chaos is just like, he's like, this ain't over. And the bad guy's like, oh, I know. And he grabs the hot dog. Compelling shit. Lovely. And then Scarlet looks like she's giving everyone a pep talk with a smile on her face. There's actually a few smiles, like, hey guys. She's leaning up against the fucking table, like, just kind of nonchalant, you know? And it's all smiles. And she's just like, we've got so much more work to do. And, like, you know, this fucking war is still going. Like, it's not a pep talk. You know, she's supposed to be leading, and she looks like she's fallen over. What the fuck? And then Stretcher comes in, and I noticed something immediately, like his hat stands out, because there's like this like red star on a military-style hat, and my first thought is like, oh, it's a communist hat. And I'm like, there's no way, like, this guy's been part of G.I. Joe for years and be wearing a fucking, like, communist China military hat. There's no fucking way. There's no way. So I look him up, and this is him. Looking very disappointed in the artist of this comic book. What'd you do to me? You know? And he usually has nothing on his hat, or at most he will have a red circular symbol on his hat. So what's this shit? Is this an accident? Is it a hint of commie horseshit from a socialist writer? Either way, gross. So then we get into the another SJW trope of, I'm a girl and I'm such a whiz with computers, like, you totally can't keep up with my computer mind because they have this hard-on to encourage women to go into STEM that just, like, has, like, leaked into our media, and we have to, like, notice that, like, every girl's, like, a computer genius now, and it's so unrealistic that it actually takes you out of the story, you know? So we have to suffer shit like this in G.I. Joe, and Scarlet's like, yeah, your cute, awkward shit may work on Duke, but he's gone and Colt's dead. So, do as I say, little anime slut. And then Scar tells him, you know what? You should bring more firepower with a face that, like, only a squirrel girl could love. Look at this. This is the voice that should be used for this line. Let's get in the zone for this. Bring some extra firepower with you. Elephant woman voice, because look at this David Lynch shit. Scarlet's supposed to be like a hottie amongst hotties, and she looks like, you know, those angles on the face, it hurts my face to look at her face. Look at the cheekbone. It looks like something's trying to escape her skull. And that Rocky Balboa mouth. Hey, bring the firepower, Adrian. Sometimes you got these two fists, right? And sometimes you gotta use them. And you know what she does? She looks like a Down syndrome boxing legend. Gross. So they're fighting this wad of hair that we've all pulled out of our drains at one point, and everyone's useless, and the 30-foot robot's useless, and Chaos Joe's like, what do we do? Tickle his toes? And then once again, someone says, actually, that's the voice. Actually, you have to do this every time. Okay, you should do that voice. Every time someone says this to you, just hear that voice in your head from now on, because that's what they sound like. We don't know its gender, so... SJWs are so fucking programmed to not to program everyone that even during a life and death struggle, they're going to be worried about misgendering a raging Yeti monster giant. Oh, look. Wait a minute. Oh, that's a swinging dick. It's shaded, but it's there. I'm telling you, gender confirmed, bitches! But you know what the writer would say? But actually... No. Not actually. Actually, fuck yourself. Fucking socialists. Anyway, they suddenly, without warning, Mama Pound Cake shows up, and she's like, no one saw her. No one saw her and her bus-sized artillery coming at all. And she's like, don't worry, Mama's here. And the sound effects are just, they're sound effects on top of sound effects. It's just butter, 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 whoosh, whoosh, butter, 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 butter. It probably should be saying butter, 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 butter. It's so plentiful with the sound effects, in fact, that I don't think it's all machine gun sounds. I think it's the sounds of undulating blubber flapping with the recoil as she unloads. And then the thing runs away, yelling that it wants to see Gwar live in concert again. And Skybot's like, we must kill it, you know? And then he gets a fucking lecture. She's like, no, we need to evacuate this town. And he's like, aren't you guys warriors? And she's like, we aren't warriors. We're heroes. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Warriors can't be heroes? Since when? Since a socialist wrote American Hero book, that's when. Fucking gross. Oh, this book is fucking, gross. Who gives a shit? Okay, then we move on and we see Baroness in an orange jumpsuit sleeping in the back, far away, looking like a hungover Velma from Scooby-Doo. And that's all we see of her. And fuck the rest of this. It's pretty much over anyway. Fucking everybody's just talking about nothing. It's bullshit. Who cares? Let me just end with this. This is what a G.I. Joe book looks like, okay? Nothing. Notice it's sexy without being fetish porn. Maybe, I'll give you, maybe the leather people out there might like this a little bit, on the side of much, right? But that's the Baroness, okay? She and the leather are kind of a package deal. It's not a hanky hanging out of a pocket to let people know you like eating poop, okay? Okay. Anyway, subscribe, all that shit. Ring the bell. I'll get back to you. And let me know your comments. Let me know what you think. I'm Rise Again. And I don't know what else to say about this shit other than just death to Ming.